All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to venerable elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the house of David, which are the elect. All right, so today I'm not going to make this too long. Lord willing, this will be edifying to the elect. I just wanted to get into various things real quick. First, the lesson is going to be on discipline, man. And the lack of discipline and what the consequences will be, for those people in this truth who lack discipline. Okay, because it's unacceptable for a young man or anyone really to come into something new where they have no knowledge of, and then being taught, and then turn around and say, you know what, I know enough where I can tell you that you're wrong. The whole controversy about how you got dudes who come in this thing and they're saying that the RFID chip, the radio frequency identification chip, is not the mark of the beast. And my question to those people are, so what is the mark of the beast? Because through the spirit, your spirit gets vexed. If you're in this thing sincerely, you get vexed when you hear shit like that. You know what I mean? Oh, the RFID chip is not the chip. No, Salak, it's not the mark of the beast. So what is the mark of the beast? What is the mark of the beast? Because the Most High is showing you signs left and right. Prophecies are being put on full blast, man. Okay, and you're gonna sit here and argue about dumbass shit, things that are evident to your face, things that are just like it clicks right in your mind, and honestly, it's only gonna click for the elect. All you demons who come in this thing, you sneak your way in there, you gather yourselves, you get a following, and then you think you hot shit. The Most High is going to destroy every single one of you, man. The Most High is going to destroy every single one of you. All right, because you're misleading the sheep. And for those who you gather a whole bunch of people who get misled. You know why? Because they lack discipline as well. They lack big time discipline, and that's from home, man. You have no home bringing, you have no upbringing, man. The proper way, which is the father and the mother. You guys don't have that. You lack discipline, and that's why it's okay to come out of your face and speak shit and talk shit to men of the Lord who are above you, man. It's a shameful thing for a young man to get chastised in front of a whole bunch of people because of his lack of discipline, man. Okay, it's shameful, man, but a lot of people don't know that. You don't understand that. Okay, having respect for your elders, having respect for men of the Lord is a big thing, man. And honestly, like I said, only the elect understand that concept of manhood. A lot of you are children, man. You're a whole bunch of kids who come in this thing and then you think that you got it and you know it and you some hot shit. A lot of you are not men of the Lord, man. You're just kids who come in here and you just, you know what I'm saying? You ain't shit. Okay, you were created to just create that type of divide because, again, it brings balance. You're sifting out the 2/3 out of this thing anyway. Okay, because only the elect are going to pay attention to what's really happening. Because, look, man, you can't be telling me that we're not the end, bro. You can't be sitting here telling me that the chip is not the mark of the beast, because look over there in France right now. All hell's breaking loose over there in France, man. And martial law is about to get enacted very soon because it's happened before in France. 2-3 years ago, there was martial law over there. And then they instilled Macron, who's the president now, and now guess what is happening again? They got paramedics who are supposed to be out there helping people, okay? They're out there getting involved in the riots, man. Okay, they're getting involved in the riots, and soon that's gonna be coming here because over there at the border, in Babylon at the border over there, they got cops and riot gear, police in riot gear preparing, doing drills because they know something is about to happen, man. So the real fireworks are about to start popping off soon, man. You want to talk about fireworks to start off the new year? Oh yeah, you about to really get into some fireworks soon, man. The Most High is really about to pop off real soon, man. And if you're a true man of the Lord, you get excited when you see things like this. You get all up in the spirit. You get very excited because you know the end is here. All right? And us men of the Lord, us men who are sincere about this thing, we sit back and we watch these things and we're getting excited, man. We you know what I'm saying? You guys, my little brother, yesterday I was going crazy in the living room, man. Talking about the return of Yahweh Shai. I was just going crazy, like a little kid, And I didn't know what came up upon me, but I was just super hyped. We were just talking about the return of Yahweh Shai, and I was just going crazy. I was losing my mind, And that's the spirit that we're in, man, because we know the end is here. But for those of you who don't see it, you think it's a joke, hey, you're going to sit there and you're going to get hit upside the head. And then, you know what I'm saying? Because when you get punched in the face, you kind of, re-examine things. You kind of like try to dissect how life really is. You ever get punched in the face, like life, you have a different understanding on the concept of life. And your reality check it sets in right away. Things that you normally would say no to, you start saying yes to. But it's going to be too late at that point. You're saying the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast. At that time, you're going to be saying it's the mark of the beast, but it's too late. Because you just get knocked out upon your face, man. But disobedience among Israel has always been a thing, man. And that's why we're in the conditions we're in today. And it hasn't stopped. It's been a curse. Look, the whole entire nation disobeyed the Heavenly Father because we lack discipline. And today, the messengers of the Lord's words are coming out through these men, and those men are being disrespected because lack of discipline, once again. Okay, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3. I'm going to start off at verse 5. It says, "For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language." Meaning what? You've not been sent to any other nation but the nation of who? Israel. Okay, you haven't been sent to the nation of Edom, Esau. You haven't been sent to the nation of the Hamites. You haven't been sent to the Hamites or the Ammonites or the Moabites. Okay, you've been sent to the nation of Israel. Okay, it says, "But to the house of Israel," like I said earlier, "but to many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely, had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee." So the Most High is telling Ezekiel, if I would have sent you to any other nation but the nation of Israel, they would have listened. If we were to tell Edomites that they are the children of the Most High, they would have been hype. They would have been jumping around and shit. They even try to they're the imposters. They're trying to be the children of Israel. They call themselves Jewish. Okay, so they wish they had the promises that we have. They wish they had the blessings that we have, but they don't have that. There's a saying, it says, the one who got it didn't want it, and the one who wanted it didn't get it. So in Israel, you don't want the blessing that the Most High has for you. You don't want that. And that's mostly the 2/3, because the elect, they want that. That's what they live for. And that's why they're going to get that. You know what I'm saying? But you 2/3, which is the majority of Israel, they don't want that. But you have these other nations who wish they had that. They wish they had our blessings. Why do you think they try to be like Jake, man? You got white people try to tan their skin so they can look dark. Got all types of shit going on. Try to sound like us, try to dress like us, try to be like us, man. Try to marry into our nation. But guess what? It doesn't work, man. The Most High is still going to sift the house of Israel out of all these other nations, like it says in Amos. Okay? So nobody's safe, man. If you're not part of the nation of Israel, don't try to be a part of it, because you're not going to make it. Point blank, period. Now back to our nation, back to you assholes in our nation, man. This is for you. You bummites who don't listen and you lack discipline. This is also for you. Let's keep on going. It says, verse 7, "But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me." You see? So we're not surprised when we speak and you guys don't listen, because ultimately you're not talking shit to us, or you're not being disobedient to us. You're being disobedient to Heavenly Father. So, you know what I'm saying? It comes with its risks and rewards, we should say. Continuing, it says, "For they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted," meaning disobedient. Okay? You tell them nothing, they wouldn't listen. That's the nation of Israel. And like I said earlier, it stems from the home. A lot of dudes who come into this thing, they grew up with a single family home, so they don't have the father at home to bring them up the right way, man. Okay, I'll give an example. A perfect example will be the book of Maccabees, when Mattathias was passing down the torch. He distributed all the power to his sons because he had trained them in the way they should go. So they were able to understand the law of their fathers and to carry on with what the father was all about. Okay, which was what? The nation, following after the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Okay, because when you go into Ecclesiasticus or the book of Sirach, it tells you how to bring up a child, how to bring up a son. Okay, and when I was younger, I got that. Okay, my pops right now, he's 88 years old. I grew up with my father. Most of my life was with my father, man. Okay, my early ages, from when I was born till I was like 12, 13 years old, I was with my father. So I gained that foundation of manhood, man. Okay, I gained that foundation, and now I live with my mother, so at least I have that balance. Okay, but the foundation, which is the early ages where you learn everything, I gained that from my father. A lot of people meet me and they be like, yo, you act older than you really are, man. You know why? Because I was, underneath the guidance of a man who's been through it all. Okay, I got the love and the discipline, which discipline is love. Okay, let's get these right here. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 30, verse 1, he says, "He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end." Okay, so when you love your son, when they go off, you chastise them. And it says rod here means what? A whipping stick or a cane. All right, and I'll give you an example. Back in Ghana, okay, what they do is when you do something wrong, you're not supposed to do something. You did something wrong, you're not supposed to do. Guess what? Your pops comes home and you get snitched on, or he finds out you did some fuck shit. You know what happens? He tells you, look, go into the forest, right? Or the woods or whatever, and go find a nice little cane, a stick, a branch, whatever you can get your hands on. Make sure it's nice and clean. Cut off all the leaves and all the flowers on it. Just cut it off and make sure it's nice. If it has thorns on it, make sure you scrape the thorns off. And make sure it's good. All right? Nice and heavy too. And bring it to me. I want to see what it looks like. You know what that's going to be used for? It's going to be whooped. He's going to be whooping your ass with that stick. Now, you come home. He's like, you don't got to be out there for 30 minutes. You just get only like 5 to 10 minutes to select something nice and bring it to him. All right, you hand it to him. Now, if you come home and that whipping stick is not appeasing to him, he doesn't like the way it looks, or it's trash, or you trying to get something light so when he hits you with it, it doesn't hurt. Guess what? He tell you, okay, cool. See, now you piss me off even more. So now he got to go into the woods. He didn't want to do that. That's why he sent you now. Now you came back with the wrong one, so now he got to go in there and find the right one, which is going to be worse. You see what I'm saying? So now he's going to come home and whoop your ass with that stick, man. You understand what I'm saying? So back home, man, kids had discipline, man. They got discipline. You know what I'm saying? They got chastised with whipping sticks, man. We ain't using no belts. We get using canes and sticks. Okay? And you get your ass whooped. You put your hands up. Both hands are up now. All right? And then they're going to land them lashes on you. You get about 30 lashes. That's how, that old school, man. That's how we grew up. All right? You get your lashes and then you don't cry about it. If you're a guy, you don't cry. If you cry, he's starting over. You make a sound, he's starting over. You put your hands down, he's starting over. You getting 30. You got to take your 30 lashes. And next time when you disobey or you disrespect or you do some dumb shit you're not supposed to do, you're going to remember, yo, them 30 lashes, I'm not with that shit. You understand what I'm saying? It says that he may have joy of him in the end. So guess what? When we came over here to America, everyone sees like, yo, you guys are different. I'll be like, yeah, you don't know what I've been through, man. All right? You don't know what my pops, he was beating my ass, man, making sure that I was right. Because I was a very stubborn kid growing up, man. I got a lot of lashes. I'll tell you that. A lot. Countless amount of lashes. But it took time, but I got it. I understood what the message was. Disobedience will not be tolerated in this house. And when I say this house, I'm talking about the house of David, man. Disobedience will not be tolerated. Because you bring in disobedient motherfuckers, they get you killed, man. And that is a prime example. When you go back and you read the book of when you watch the movie The Purge, the first Purge. That was the name of the title of the movie. When you watch that, Demetrius and his boys, there was one of them in there who was very disobedient. He was a little bit rebellious. Okay, and he told him, yo, we're not purging. The kid was like, nah, we gonna purge all this, yo. You know, all this rah-rah shit. He had to put him to death at the end because he showed him off. He showed him up, basically. You know? And the times that were coming in, you can't be running your camp or you can't be running shit with disobedient clowns in there, man. Because they'll get you all hurt. They'll get you all killed if the Most High is not with you. All right? So you got to keep your shit. You got to keep your camp tight, man. You got to make sure that everyone is on point and they're doing what they have to do. All right? Verse 2, it says, he that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. Okay? Because, you know, your parents always want to have that good name, you know? Oh, your son is he is so respectful. Oh, your son is so elegant. Yo, your son is so well spoken. Oh, your son is this. Oh, your son is that. All those praises, parents love that shit. It makes their head get big. They love that shit. So your parents, especially your father, when he has a good name, it makes him look good, because you are a representative of him when he's not around. So if you bring a bad name to his house, oh, that guy, the house of Aharon, oh, it's just a whole bunch of reckless, rebellious kids. Oh, we don't mess with them. But if you hear, oh, the house of Aharon, oh, whoa, yo, the kids, what? Yo, yo, they're on point. Those guys, man, yo, you can't mess with them. You go to their house, you gotta be respectful. When they come to your house, it's very respectful. Everybody's getting ready because you passing by. That's what parents love. They love that. Keep on going. It says, verse 3, it says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Okay, you grieve the enemy because who's the enemy? Who's the enemy of Israel right now? All these other nations, but the top enemy is who? Esau, the so-called white man. How do we know that? Because he broke the family home. Okay, back during the time of slavery, what was he doing? He was doing something called buck breaking. Okay, you take the man of the house, and then you rape them in front of the wife and kids. Sometimes you take them, you tie one leg to a horse, another to a horse, you whip the horse, and they split apart, and then the man is just destroyed in front of the family home, man. So now the kids are seeing the father as a weak man. You just got raped by master. Your wife is gonna go straight to the power, because now you're not the power no more. You're not the power source. You know what I'm saying? She thinks of you as her rock, and her rock just got broken and destroyed. So whoever brought down the hammer to destroy the rock, that's who she's gonna gravitate towards, because women are all about power. They love power. And the children are looking at you like, damn, dad, you just got messed up, man. Yo, you ain't shit. Why should I listen to you? If you can't defend yourself, how you gonna defend me if all hell breaks loose? Nah, I can't fuck with that. But if you teach them the right way, the laws, statutes, and commandments, how to be a man at a very young age, when shit like things that are happening today, talking about transgenderism and all this shit, they're gonna be able to stand firm because they're not confused. They know the right from wrong. They know the left from the right. They understand how to move, how to operate, how to think, how to speak. So they're never going to be messed up. They're not going to be caught in between. So that's going to grieve the enemy, because the enemy's job is to make sure that Israel keeps on going off. But if you're a father, a responsible father, and you take the initiative to teach your children how they're supposed to move, guess what? Boom. You're blocking off all the chances of Esau right there, man. Okay? Verse 4 says, though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead. Why? Because you have a carbon copy of yourself. If you teach your sons the right way to go, when you're not there, guess what? He knows exactly how to move. So now guess what? He becomes the man of the house. He becomes the man of the house, man. He takes care of his mom. He takes care of his siblings. He becomes the man of the house. He's bringing the everything from outside. He works. He gets the money. He's taking care of shit. Just like the things that the father was doing, the son takes over. He's doing the same thing. Once again, you go back into the book of Maccabees. It tells you that. Mattathias and his sons, Judas, Simon, Jonathan, all of them, man. Okay. Continuing, it says, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself. Like I said, a carbon copy. Continuing, it says, while he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. Exactly. So you taught him the right way to go, to the point where he got accustomed to it. A lot of people would tell me, yo, you're just like your dad, man. You're just like your father. You know why? Because he taught us so much. He taught us how to be a man, how to be a young man. If you're in the midst of elderly people, how do you operate? How do you go about that? Even if, let me tell you something. Even if you're cool with your elders, or your elders crack jokes with you, whatever, don't make it seem like it's okay to get too comfortable. At the end of the day, they're still your elders, man. It don't matter how cool they are with you. At the end of the day, you got to show them their due respect. Because a lot of clowns in this thing, a lot of immature motherfuckers, they come into this thing and they crack a couple of jokes with their higher ups, and then they think that, oh, we're the same level. You're not the same level. You're not on the same level, man. You're never gonna be on the same level. What you think? As you get older, you get 5 years. They've been in this 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You've been in this in 5 years. They get more. They get more. If it goes from 30 to 35, and yours is just 5. You get to 10, they get to 40. So they keep going higher and higher and higher. They're always going to have that authority over you, man. You could get to 30, they're going to be at what? 60? You know what I'm saying? So like you're not on the level, bro. You're not on their level. You got to understand that. You know? But Israel, like I said, disobedience and lack of discipline, so they don't think like that. And most of them, they never got their ass whooped, so they don't really know what it's about. And that's why you're gonna get the harsh ass whooping, because your pops never, gave you lashes. So, the Most High himself, who is the father of the whole entire nation of Israel, okay, he's gonna take matters into his own hands, man. And that's when those missiles are gonna come raining down on your ass. Okay. It says, verse 6, it says, he left behind him an avenger against his enemies, one who's going to take back, okay? Like again, the Maccabees, okay? They avenged the nation of Israel, okay? It says, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends, okay? Reacquit kindness to his friends, man. So your father's friends, like I said, you're a carbon copy. You're not going to be on some dickhead shit to your father's friends, no. Even when your pops is not there, they're gonna look at you as just, Haran's son, man. He gonna take over this and that and the third. Keep on going. It says, he that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. An horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. Okay? So when you have a son or a child and all you do is just like, oh, hey, don't do this, and they do something wrong and you just don't correct them, you just think, oh, nah, they just leave them alone, this and that and the third. Guess what? They become willful. They become more about me. Everything I do is right. In other words, they become entitled. My mom always tells me these stories about when I was a baby and I'll cry. You know what my pops would say? Oh, no, leave him, let him cry. He'll get tired and he'll stop. Because he understood, if a baby's crying and they cry and they get what they want and they stop crying, they're going to remember, oh, if I cry, I'm going to get this. My pops was not about that. He said, oh, no, you cry. I'm going to give you what's good for you. When the time is right, you get what you need. But you crying is not going to get you to what you want or where you want to go right away because you're crying. No. Oh, you want to cry? Oh, you cry. Go ahead. You get over it. You get over it. You're not going to die. He's not going to die if he's crying. You know what I'm saying? He'll stop crying and he'll go to sleep. And that was his mindset. Verse 9. And that was his mindset. Salaki, that was his mindset. And to the point where today, I don't cry. I don't feel entitled to anything. If I need something, I don't get it at a certain time, I'm not bitching and complaining about it. Oh, I didn't get what I want. Now I'm mad at the world. No. I understand everything is set in an appointed time. If you pray for something and you don't get it right away, it means the will of the Heavenly Father is not with you at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's not the will of the Father. So guess what? You got to wait. You got to be patient. All right? Don't bitch and moan and complain because you got told no. Or you were chastised because you did something wrong. No. You take it as a correction and you grow from there. All right? Verse 7, it says, verse 9, it says, conquer thy child and he shall make thee afraid. Okay? So every time that your child does something, you let it go. Next thing you know, you're going to be the target. If your child is causing mayhem and being reckless, maybe in school or in the neighborhood or whatever, and all you do is just like, oh, whatever. Oh, he's fine. Oh, he's fine. Next thing you know, he's pulling knives and guns on your ass because you ain't chastising him. So he's going to feel the power like, oh, my pops don't even do shit when I do this, man. Pfft, my pops ain't going to do nothing. He's arguing with you. He's pulling knives on you. You know what I'm saying? Threatening you. That's going to make you afraid. It says, play with him and he will bring thee to heaviness. Okay, now play with him, it means what? Like I said earlier, they're doing something wrong and you let it go. You're cracking jokes with your son. Like I said, there's a balance, man. There's a balance, but you can't make your sons feel like they're equal with you. You can't make those who are younger feel like they're equal with you. Because when you do that, guess what? You're going to be brought to heaviness, man. Because when it comes time where you have to set order, you can't do that because they don't respect you. Verse 10 says, laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end. Okay? So you out here doing things that your son does. For example, like your son is going out, chilling, whatever. And then you out here, you joining him. Like, you do shit that your son does. Like, bro, like, you come home and you take off your socks and you just throw it around like your son is doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell him. He leaves his dishes on the thing in the sink, and you don't tell him to go do his dishes. You out here, you just doing it for them, and you laughing. Oh, that's fine. His mom is complaining. Yo, you gotta put them in check. Why they not doing their dishes? And you're like, that's fine. Just do it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It gets to a point where it's not fine no more. You gotta put your foot down. You can't, because he's used to you saying it's fine. So now he's like, who the fuck are you to check me? You know, verse 11 says, give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies. Yeah, my pops didn't allow me to go out whenever I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I'm a young man, of course, yeah, but he didn't say, oh, you want to go out with your friends? Yeah, go ahead, go have parties, go have fun. Oh, you want to smoke? Yeah, go smoke. You want to drink? Go drink. No, he taught me everything. Even though he would drink his wine, his beer, this and that and the third, you know, elegantly, of course. You're not just going out here knocking 3 bottles down and getting drunk and looking crazy. No, he just sit down, he has his dinner, you know, he drink his beer while he's listening to his BBC News or whatever, you know, and he will be having a conversation. We'll be asking him questions about, you know, the Bible, or, you know, the world, or, you know, where is this country located, things like that, you know, why this happened here and what this means and this and that and the third. Cool. We have our own little family time. It was myself, my little brother, and my pops. You know, we always spend time with him. Okay, we ask him questions and he would answer them. Okay, so whenever we wanted to go out, he would take us, and then he would come pick us up. So it was always like everything was done in order, man. We didn't have that freedom of going out doing wild shit. So today, I don't have that vibe of like, oh, I want to go out and party. I want to go out and do this. It's not part of me. It's not in my nature, basically. You know, because I didn't grow up like that. You know, so when I go into a place where there's a lot of noise and shit, I get very uncomfortable, and I gotta get out of there, man. Clubs, parties, you know, all that shit, it's not for me, man. You know, a lot of brothers are like that. You just want to be alone. And I grew up in a very quiet environment too, a lot of trees, a lot of nature. So that's just how the nature, you know, it just took over like that. DNA, everything just got took over, you know. So there's a lot of peace and there's a lot of quiet, and that's what you need when you're in this truth, man. You know, it helps you get closer to the Lord. And also, you'll be able to make sound decisions at a very young age, you know, at your youth. All right. It says, and wink not at his follies. Yeah. When you do something wrong, my pops, chastise you right on the spot. You know, you do something wrong throughout the day and it gets to him. The whole day, your heart is beating, because, you know, in the evening when it's time to have dinner, you guys are sitting at the dinner table. Once dinner's over, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it. You know, and it's not, you might not be happy with what you hear. Sometimes it's not harsh. Sometimes he's going to speak to you, you know, like, oh, I heard that this and that's happening. You know, what's going on over there, this and that. And then you got to explain yourself, because he already knows what happened. He just wants to hear you say it. And you got to come clean. You lie, he already knows. So you tell the truth, and then you get your discipline. Okay, well, you're going to be grounded for the next 2 weeks. You're not going outside. When you come back from school, you take your books, you stay up here and you read. That's it. No bike. You can't ride your bike outside. You can't go outside and play baseball with your friends. You can't go play soccer. You can't watch TV past a certain time. These are things that, you know. But then if I did some reckless shit, especially in school, and it got to him, oh, forget about it. I'm getting my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Let my brother do some dumb shit. I'm getting my ass whooped. Why? Because I didn't set a better example. I didn't tell him when he was going off to correct himself. I didn't correct him. So now my pops got to step in. Well, I got to get corrected, because apparently I don't know how to correct my little brother. So he got to show me how to do it. I'm going to be the example. You think a lot of parents in today's day and age, especially in Babylon, you think they do that? Fuck no. They don't even know what discipline is about. America calls it abuse. Now that's crazy to me, man. You know? Keep on going. It says, bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. So like I said, if you don't chastise your son, what happens? He becomes disobedient. He gets high-minded. He thinks that he's on your level and you can't do shit, and he's going to do whatever he wants. He's going to run rough shots on you, you know? And if you can't correct him at home, when he goes outside, it's going to be wild crazy. And that's why a lot of dudes come into this thing, because they never had that discipline at home. They come into this thing and they don't know how to act. They don't know what order is about. They don't know what respect is about. They don't know what discipline is about. They never got that at home, man. They grew up with their moms and they just did whatever they had to do to survive, you know? It was a life of survival and not a real upbringing, man. Verse 13 says, chastise thy son and hold him to labor. Oh, my pops used to let me, he says, yo, you're going to have your own garden. You have your own farm. Okay. Because my pops, he had a big farm. He had animals, all that shit, whatever. And he would tell us, yo, you and all the other workers, because people used to come in there to work and get paid, whatever, the laborers. And I was no exception. I didn't get the father treatment of like, oh, he's my son, so he doesn't get to do shit. No. My hands was put to work. I'll get a machete and I'll go weed in the forest, just like all the other workers was weeding, man. You weed the grass, you know what I'm saying? You do exactly that. It's just only difference, you don't get paid though. You know, there's a big ass compound with mad leaves, like because the trees and the leaves are falling off. Nah, you gotta go sweep all that every morning. You gotta sweep, you know, with a broomstick and shit. You gotta sweep all that shit. You know, go take it to the incinerator and then put some match in there and burn it all up. You know, when it was time to feed the animals, yo, you gotta join in there. You gotta take the sheep to go graze. You gotta get your stick, and then you gotta join the shepherds. And then they go out down there, mad deep in the woods and shit, in the forest, down there in the fields. You gotta go in there with them, you know, from around 3:30, 4:30 around there, all the way to like sundown, like at 6:30, and you bring the sheep back home. Okay, and then you come back home, you take a shower, and you go upstairs and you get something to eat, and then you just chill or whatever. That's how we grew up, man. It was really hands-on. When it was time to harvest the fish out of the little lake thing we had, guess what? You had to get in there too, man. Whether you're afraid or not, you got to get in there. When it came time to slaughter an animal, whether it's a sheep, goat, whatever it is, you got to get in there, man. If you're afraid to grab the animal, yo, what you doing, bro? You know? All right. When it came to harvest, when you had to harvest like corn or whatever it is, I was in the fields too, man. I had my own sack, you know what I'm saying? I was decked out, ready to go. I get into the fields from morning to evening, man. You stay out there unless it's in the afternoon when the sun gets around 12. When the sun is beaming OD, that's when we get our break. You sit underneath a tree, you know, the shed, whatever, and then you get your fruits, you get your water, nice little food, whatever. You sit back, you chill, take a break, take a nap, whatever it is. When you wake up, you go right back and start working again. You go harvest the corn, you know, taking the corn off the cob and all that. Yo, we did all this, man. Putting them in bags, bringing them back home, you know, all that shit. We did all that. All right. This is says continue. It says, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. And lewd is lewdness. When you become like a young man who's very, very sexual, like you're a very sexually minded person, you know, very lustful motherfucker. Like all you see is like you see a bitch and you don't know how to act. You know, my pops hated that. He hated that. You know what I'm saying? He hated that. He hated a man who didn't have control over his sexuality, man. You know, when you see a chick and you don't know what you pop everything you see. He did not like that at all. You know, because he wasn't like that. He's not like that. So he didn't bring us up like that. You know, only thing is in America, all they promote is everything is about sex, man. You know, you see women dressed all kinds of crazy. You know, dudes are turning into bitches. Yo, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of shit. You know, every female you see dresses promiscuously, man. And then the guys are dressing a different way, promoting all kinds. Like the music promotes sex, the movies promote sex, school promotes everything. Everything promotes sex. Everything is fucking this and that, pussy and vagina and pussy and dick and this and that. It's like, bro, it's too much. You know, and what that does is it fucks up your brain, man. You know, because you're feeding into the flesh and the pleasure of the flesh, and that goes against the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got to discipline yourself when it comes to, you know, everything that's about sex and shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you shouldn't do your thing, whatever. And of course, we're human. You know, we're men. You got to, you know, get your rocks off however you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? But that shouldn't be your goal. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be your whole, your daily bread. Like, if you wake up first thing, damn, you go on Instagram scrolling through, God damn, her shit fat. Yo, this and that. Like, God damn, bro, relax. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get all that in the kingdom. Just take it easy for now. All right. Continue. It says, Khan, that's basically it for we stop at 13, the 13th verse. It says, chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee, man. You know, It's not a good thing to have the name where it's like, oh, your son is a hoe. Oh, your son is always fucking people. Oh, you at home with your pops, and then the next door neighbor brings their daughter in like, yo, your son just got my daughter pregnant. Like, you'd be like, what? Hey, what's going on here? It's not a good thing, man. It brings heaviness and headaches, man. And now you out here defending yourself, lying and shit, talking about, that's not me, that's not my baby. What you talking about? I didn't do nothing with you. But meanwhile, the baby comes out and looks just like you, man. He laughs like you, he sounds like you, he look like you. Now you denying it, but you out here popping. When you was popping, you weren't thinking about that, huh? But again, it all goes into discipline, man. Disciplining your children, discipline your sons, okay? Because you don't. Last thing, listen, I'm not a father, but I grew up with a father, so I know how things really are, man, and I understand. And Tawadi Yahba Hashem Yahushai for making this truth, everything makes sense, man. It gives me answers, man. It gives all of us answers, Because I used to read the scriptures, man. Like every day we wake up in the morning, my pops right next to his bedside lamp, he had a Bible and he had this little book that he always read. And every single day there was something to read about it for 365 days, and then 366 on leap years, whatever. And it was always it was always a message behind it. It was a daily prayer, I guess you want to say, and that puts you in the spirit of understanding. You know what I mean? That puts you in the spirit of understanding. So you become familiar with the scriptures. A lot of scriptures that now we have understanding to, back then we didn't. We just knew them. And we kind of understood it based off of our own interpretations. But now through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we can understand it how we're supposed to understand it. We've been given the keys of understanding. And Tawari Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for that. Okay? We're not like all these other clowns out here who come in here and they think they know it. Okay, but they're sadly mistaken. They're marked for destruction because they come in here and they mock. Galatians 6 and 7 tells you. Okay? I'm going to just get that and then we're going to end it off there. It tells you not to mock the Lord, man. Okay? It tells you not to mock the Lord because when you mock the Lord, you mark yourself for death. Okay, and that's a lot about people today, man. All right, this is the book of Galatians chapter 6 verse 7. It says, be not deceived. The Most High Yahweh is not mocked. Okay, he's not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That shall he also reap, man. Whatever you sow, that's what you're going to reap. And it ties right back into the Father and the Son. When you plant a seed and you don't cultivate it the right way, when it grows and becomes a plant and it gives off its own fruits or whatever, it's going to be corrupted because you did not take care of it the right way, man. Whatever you're going to sow is what you're going to reap. So you fathers out there who are not bringing up your children in the right way, guess what? You're going to reap corruption when your sons grow up. You're going to reap corruptions when your daughters grow up. Okay? But us over here, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, guess what? We're not looking to have kids right now. But in the kingdom, hey, we're going to be perfect. So we're not going to be worried about, oh man, yo, is my son going off? Yo, am I going off? How am I going to bring my... No. We're not going to do none of that. Okay? We're going to be made perfect, man. We're going to be made perfect. So always keep that in mind, man. You're not, when you mock, you come out here, you scoffing, you scorning, you're not mocking any man who's teaching anything. You're not mocking us. We don't give a damn what you say. You're just know that you're going to have to take it up with the Heavenly Father himself through Yahweh Shai, man. Our big brother Yahweh Shai, he's the one you're going to have to take it up with, man. And I'm not sure you kind of want to entertain any of that. Okay? Galatians 6 verse 7. Be not deceived, for the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7. I'm going to end it off here. I wasn't trying to make this too long, but hey, we just keep on going with the Spirit. But I hope this was edifying unto the elect. Okay, I really hope it was. And I also hope that it was pleasing unto the Heavenly Father. Okay, Tawadi Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for giving us this truth. for giving us this word, okay? And for keeping us, who are the hopeful elect, disciplined, man. And we're going to keep on enduring and pushing till the end, okay? So with that, say call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the water Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and until next time, Shalom.